Hey everyone, it's AntagonistKim, and we're back with more Disco Elysium. So we got quite a bit of info from Madame Messier about just political climate. She wants us to go, we either show her the badge or we figure out this drug smuggling, trafficking thing for her. She wants us to interview the drivers, so we'll talk to them again and see if we can get any info on who the seedy driver is. Because some of them are kind of here because supposedly the strikes is an example for why they're here, so it might give us a chance to really dig into which one of them isn't meant to be here, if you know what I mean. Who's actually smuggling drugs instead of items. So I guess we'll just we'll go from there. I think it's this guy, the guy over here, and whoever else. The one dude down here just sells clothes. I don't think he's a driver though, because the rest of this is just whatever. So we'll start with this guy first. But pretty much if we figure out who the driver person is, we can actually, if we need to, we might be able to sell some clothes to that guy. We have to be able to get 30 for guard at the end of the day, so we may or may not be able to do that.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Put skills into empathy. Do we just want to ask him straight out? You seem like a guy that knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Do you finance those other addictions with drug trafficking? I need to get high and I'm looking for the dealer. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Do you finance those other drugs with drug trafficking?
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion, or fraud.
No, let me be straight. Do you know what's going on, dude?
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
So why are you still hanging around then? Who do you think could be conducting them? So why are you still here if you can just go?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
So do you think you know who could be doing this then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
God, let's see if we get this. Dear Lord, please.
Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, no. What are you doing?
I have no choice.
That's brutal, man. But you know, time will...
No, stop. He's already mortified.
No, Tommy, there are my rhymes. Listen, continue. She fucked me up till I bled.
That's,
I'm no real man. It's not my actual thoughts. It's a poem. I will never be the same again. She's always there. No, we're not gonna do that. It's not real.
Yeah, I get that, and it's cool, but...
Damn. I maybe screwed this up, yo.
Yeah, I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're honest. So, thanks, man.
He's not lying. He liked the end.
Damn, dude. Do we have... We need to at least give ourselves one, because that's awful. What new task did it give us? What did it label as done? Oh, because we talked to Joyce. My bad. Okay. Damn, that was bad news bears for me. Alright, do we have any other people we can talk to? I don't really remember any other drivers down here except for the old lady, so... Who's our other person, then?
Looking for something?
Lorry, you're Lorry, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
As he drags a cigarette.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Hold on, but they make Al Ghul, alcohol, and Imara too. I was told they do, so I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez? Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep the poison off the streets of Ravachol, right? That's all I need. Do we placate him because we want to see if he knows? So I take it you're not the one doing this?
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling me you don't know anything about the drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you hanging around here for? Most other commoners have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with trailer doors open on my way out. Do you happen to know what that is?
Yeah,
about?
I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Yeah, so if you were all in the whirling, how do you know who would do that?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road science, man.
Okay, so then, if it's not you, then who?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy is a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, alright? 100%.
Can't be for sure about that. You could just be using race to try to pin him with it, and it could be you. I guess I'll talk to him.
Guess so.
Okay, well, let's talk to the clothing guy. I might see if he'll buy some of our shit before we piss him off, though. Let's see how this goes. Let me see real quick.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Browse the
You
box.
find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand. Buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving.
I'm not sure if I want to buy it, though. Find something worth salvaging from that pile of rags.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Leave for now. What is this stuff?
you see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, Ultra series.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
A pair of found Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. Found Ultra. Wear the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine.
That's crazy. Let's inspect the speakers real quick, because we're also supposed to be finding where this armor could have gone.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Found Ultras atop them.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool, fun Ultras instead.
But they're here, though.
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Okay, hold on. What else we got here? Besides talking to him, I think we looked through the sunglasses box. Let's just do
Shine on
that.
these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Okay, let's rummage through the box.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Cerise plastic, the kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Let's see if it does it again.
No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent cap.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
Okay. Conceptualization has come up quite a bit. See art in the world. Practice the art of persuasion. Enjoy rigorous intellectual discourse. I might actually do this because we're about to talk to this guy, or logic. Let's see. Deduce the world. Let's do rhetoric for 4. Oh, we can do it. We can still do these too, so how many points do we have? We can level this up again. We should maybe do this too, because for some reason our morale is what takes the hit. So maybe volition. Hunches and gut feelings, dreams of the waking world. Understand others, work your mirror neurons. Intimidate the public to assert yourself. Understand cop culture, suggestion. Maybe we can unlock both of these. Let's level up this. Okay. Let's see where that gets us. Accept the changes and close. Carry the driver smuggling. What is it saying updated here? I think it was just that. I was already on it. Okay, let's talk to this dude and hopefully not freak him out here.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, Sealang, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Well, we're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's so cool! You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are one, though. Someone else identified you as one.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're the lorry driver? I mean, that's not true, but man.
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
So you forgot to tell me? So you were embarrassed to tell me? Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor? My source tells me you're the ones transporting the drugs from there. So you just forgot to tell me that?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Listen, people are telling me that you're the one that's doing this. What's going on?
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
Come on, man. Just tell me what's going on then. What do you know about it?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
What crowd?
Crowd! You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
It wasn't just some drug crowd. You know who they are, so tell me now. You're wasting my time. Tell me who the fuck is transporting the drugs here. Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff off. It wasn't just some crowd, you know. You need to tell me.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
I get it, dude, but you gotta freaking help me
Here
out
we
here.
go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Yeah, you have to give me a reason to move on here.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Who are these other drivers who talk? Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Points to the pal driver, dazed out strange. Could it be... Yeah, because that lady still isn't answering us.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
So who are the other drivers who talk then?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys then?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Alright, I guess we're cool for now,
All
buddy.
right. Very cool. Let's cap this off with a purchase. A pair of funky sunglasses, detective. You deserve it. And I deserve it too. Don't you think?
Okay. So what are we looking at here? Is this just purely for this? That's why it's telling me there's an update? What's going on here? Find out who's the lady driver and where's her lorry. So do we want to see if that old lady's gonna, like, not be really high right now? I mean, I'm not sure if we're really working this out very fast, but I guess. Because otherwise the other guy is just this other guy, right? I don't think there's anyone else here that we can, do anything with. Can we go back here? No? Alright, let's go talk to this old lady. See if she's, see if she's got more information for us here, because apparently come on now. Yep, keep running. It's down here. Is there anything we can do anything with? I think we've kind of already checked all this stuff off, minus this lady. If I have the bag, so it should light up. Come on, who are you, lady?
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Where am I?
Oh.
Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, she's jolted from it. I was actually hoping you could tell me that. Were you out? Me, I'm the law. Hey, so I was hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
When else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
The look she gives you is accusatory. Who is Gabriel? So I take it you were in Mesk when you were so young? Sorry to interrupt your daydreaming. Who is Gabriel?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She points to show you the photograph, a lambish amber frame. Take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen, and schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
So I take it you were from Metsk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. Someone, are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And
Right.
they will win. They're
I'm
coming for this, you know? All of this.
Well, I'm sorry I interrupted it.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lowman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow as she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Right, so I have other questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She relaxes back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Alright then, so what are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling though?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
What if the cargo's contraband? I guess that makes sense, minding your own business. I don't think I do know what you mean.
Of course you don't.
I don't really understand this whole Bodero thing. Alright, are you the lady driver? Before I came, you seemed away. Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Please tell me out here it's important.
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel...
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one?
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There is no aberration in the pattern that you see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37, tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Okay, we're not going to worry about that. That's too much right now. These are not the boots I was looking for.
The feet of a little girl. They fit well on the pedals.
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary, no drugs can compare.
That's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Evar sent me, place a finger on the side of your nose to tap twice. What is exactly that you're holding? I wanted to ask if you're interested in smuggling drugs. Evar sent me.
Who the fuck is Irrat?
The union boss.
Ah, and what do I care about the union boss? He's no Gabriel. He's no Franco Negro. He's not even Hermenegildo the Hound.
Alright, let me just get this through. Are you smuggling the drugs or not?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said you don't know earlier what car you're hauling. Could it be the drugs? How can you not know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
Drugs?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
Didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling the drugs around here? Okay, if you're not involved with the drugs trafficking, then why are you waiting here? If you had to guess, who do you think is doing it?
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, so then why are you stuck here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
Alright, thanks for
Yes,
now.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Her voice trails. So did this update anything? Find out? No. Ay. It said the boots didn't match what we're looking for, so there has to be somebody else then. Maybe it's not women's boots we're looking for. She's saying it's the skinny guy because he's, you know, skinny? Let's see if he gets crazy on me.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure.
Who else could we ask then? Because they're kind of all sending us in circles here. I have a feeling it's what's her name, but let's see if the girl in the shop knows.
Is this about the questions again? Because
There's nothing new with her. Let me talk to the big guy again. Or the musician. Oh, let's talk to the musician guy first. I mean, the poet. See if anything changed with him. I might go in and talk to the other people in there. Let's talk to him again. Let's see what he says.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know who this driver could be?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, slightly uncomfortable, and then looks away. Why? Do you know something about it? What is it? I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with this business. You know something. What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do? Who is this person? What's her name? Come on, dude.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would of course lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Ah, emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
So who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
But who is she to you, though?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
What does she look like, then?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Blue and violet?
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Listen, my guy, this is a part of the investigation. I can't just let it go.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
You said that she's troubled? How? Is it Alice?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Okay, has she shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, it's just a few questions. Come on, man, life is just a joke. I was told everyone's afraid of her, you're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on, her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she at least leave her Lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
The race man?
The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
So you're alright with others ratting her out, you just don't want your hands dirty? Put yourself in my shoes, I need this for another investigation too, it's important, I can't blow it. She's a suspect and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation, force him. Fine, I will drop the matter. No, you really want to get you just don't want to get your hands dirty, my dude? Should we just force him? Damn, this is a hard one. So you're alright with ratting her out. Because what does it say? Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect to be pals. It's really between 1 and 3. I think we need to just force it from him. She's a suspect. I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish this investigation. Force him. But then does that require me to do a certain check that I probably don't have the credentials for? Let's tell him you're ratting her out then.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Let's force him.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Something breaks in him as he stares into your eyes. Where is this lady driver, my dude?
Here.
He takes a keyring from his pocket, then looks at it before giving it to you in silence.
Her Lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
Okay, when did she leave?
Last Friday.
His eyes are half empty now. Anything else, like where she is now?
No. I don't know.
Why did you have the keys then?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me. so I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise,
He didn't finish the
The
sentence.
other drivers would have to break in there to get the machines moving, and they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
Sorry I had to do this, my dude.
I bet you are.
One more thing.
Nah, I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something.
Okay. Green. Search through the lady driver's lorry cabin near the monument. Alright, let's go. So weird doing these steps thing. The green. Oh, this one.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. This is the one the man pointed to. His friend's lorry.
Try to peek into the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and 2 steering levers.
Unlock the door with the key Tommy gave you.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just...
Open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too.
Very sad. Okay, enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations? Is there anything I can do with the radio?
Not without the dial key, no.
Why would someone have so many stations?
Unclear. For contacting an entire fleet of lorries, for example. This must be the nerve center of a well-organized operation.
Got it. Let's look around still.
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Okay, let's check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
It could also be the person with the aberration on their boot, though. The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's boot sole.
Matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene, which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Wait, the missing 8th Hardy?
Looks like it, yes.
And she's also the one running the drug trade? What a handful.
You've identified the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys had anything to do with the drug trade?
Honestly, the entire union might be involved, maybe even all the Martinets. Look around suspiciously, those jerks definitely. Not necessarily, the later driver could have done it herself. That would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
You should probably still talk to them, see what they've got to say for themselves.
Okay.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
All right, let's pull out the toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
So can I really not get the tools under the pedals?
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. But one odd detail, that sandpaper adds extra grip. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter. You close the rusty old lorry door. Your job here is done.
Okay. What does that tell us here? Let's talk to Joyce. Okay. A person present at the lynching is also involved with the drug trade through the harbor, which links them to the Hardy Boys. See what Titus has to say about it. I guess let's talk to Joyce real quick. Alright, come on. Wait, why are we... Oh, it won't let me walk up that way on the stairs? I was about to say. It's not exactly being easy to maneuver here. Alright, my dude. You need to start walking here. Not quite sure what's going on. Do we want to... Kind of went the long way here. Hold on. Let's talk to Joyce, I guess, and then we will talk to the Hardy Boys. I don't know what would be the better order to do this, but at least we'll get her thing done. She can give us more information that she promised she'd give us. Alright, Joyce, I got info for you.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
Neither do I. Pat your similarly wet coat.
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
I talked to the lorryman.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Well, we've discovered enough to conclude for now.
Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
There will be an investigation, that's all I can say. You sent us on a wild goose chase, there's nothing to investigate. We turned up quite a few interesting things, actually.
Ah, good to hear. I wouldn't want to pry into a confidential police matter, but in the event you'd like to share more, I would like to know who it was.
It's a she, by the way. It seems like the artifact of the operation has gone missing. An abandoned lorry is near the statue. I saw a really advanced radio with a lot of systems. I found research about what's called ULAN frequency related. We'll just tell her about that.
High-intensity microwave frequencies. They're used for navigational purposes, to compress the inter-eastlery space. They may use it to communicate with incoming freighters.
As the shipments approach Revachol? Somehow you suspect something more sinister.
The she, by the way.
Clever. If you suspect a woman in this sort of skullduggery, good move on their part.
It seems the architect of the operation is missing. An abandoned lorry is near the statue.
A runaway. Good work. This is a tangible lead towards solving the whole mystery.
She's a fan of vintage movie stars inside of the cab's plastered with posters.
We contain multitudes, do we not? It might not be pertinent to her profession, but who knows? It may help you find her yet.
has a lot of saved radio stations.
That speaks of the vastness and sophistication of the operation. Were you able to examine the radio?
Unfortunately, no.
Sensible for her to disable access to such essential information.
Alright, I've helped you. You get to tell me what you know.
I appreciate you placing your trust in me. Thank you again for looking into this matter. You have my gratitude, and the gratitude of Wild Pines Group. Now, per our original agreement, it's time for me to share company secrets with you.
There's a change in her demeanor. A caution comes over her attention.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Okay.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
And what is this about the bloodbath? How are the lynching and the strike connected? Bloodbath, what is it?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
How are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker?
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
So did you really think you needed the security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who were they?
Crenell, an Olanese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Oh god, they sound like... So Joyce, you're telling me these guys are like fucking lunatics, I guess?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
So now, hold on. So maybe we shouldn't feel bad for the hanged guy? So he did this to this lady, and the Union workers are just pretty much like an eye for an eye situation? If that's the case... Hold on, let's see what this goes with.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
It was him then. What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
You've made a mess here. I have to say this is not Disco. Maybe the investigation can team up, you know, share resources and intelligence. Man, this is not good.
It's not good. No. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put...
She grabs a hold of the mainsail.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Union has over 2,000 men.
The numbers are against them, 1,000 to 1. What can they do up against the Union? There seems to be a lot of them.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, detective? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is, yeah, I think at some point in time it will be inevitable. It sounds
doesn't
like.
have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia. One single, concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay, so holy shit, guys. So while the union workers in the whirling in rags might come across as assholes, they were pretty much doing this for the sake of that driver woman, because she was assaulted by the said guy who got lynched in the back. So the guy in the back being lynched, it really has nothing to do with the current strike, from what I'm understanding it. This is purely just an eye for an eye situation, which I totally get. I mean, it makes me wonder who the girl is. I mean, we could assume it's the lawyer, Lizzie, who was the gardener, supposed gardener. She wasn't actually a gardener in the beginning of the game. Or this girl's still missing in action. It's an incredibly bad situation. I mean, I did not expect the story to go this route at all, if what Joyce is saying is the truth. So then it would make sense that maybe, as bad as it sounds, I feel like Eva Claire, the fat guy, is maybe using this to spearhead some other kind of thing to benefit himself and his brother. That I wouldn't put it past them at all. Okay, let's keep asking these questions. What can you tell me about Crenal?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Okay, and I think we learned this from, the officer, the lady through the radio that we submitted the part number to. She was supposed to find us who this specifically belonged to. The lynching victim, I guess.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Okay, anything else you can tell me?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, your condition. The International Collaborative Police maintains a database for these sorts of things. Perhaps you should consult it. It was just a suggestion.
Could you contact the company to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Okay.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Okay, so at least from our own perception, even though this is drama talking, they're all kind of working and coincide with logic and conceptualization that Joyce, for the most part, has been extremely truthful. So I feel like she wouldn't make up the assault or anything, I wouldn't think. At least I'd hope. Otherwise, that's even more crazy than Ava Claire. Hold on. Okay, so you said the deceased assaulted the woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Hold on. Who did the passing on then? What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Okay, well, this is the first time I've heard of it. Where did this assault take place and when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And do we know who the woman was?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Oh no. The colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him personally?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was?
Lorry. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Can you tell me about the others first?
One is a man. Courty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Courty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Okay, this Lely, anything else? Nationality? How old you would say he would?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
A combat injury. So if we come across someone with a lower jaw injury, have we had that? What else? Nationality, accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
So hold on. Are we talking about Leo? Leo was the other dock worker guy. The way she describes this, his injury gave him an accent all his own. Not necessarily this particular verbiage, but accent all his own is kind of how they describe Leo, the guy that is like the right-hand man of Avant Claire. Okay.
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Okay. Where are the two remaining mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
I still need to know where they are, though.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Our logic's pretty high. Where are the mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Oh, the scab leader. So the big buff guy? That make a lot of sense.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
So one must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader. One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Okay.
The situation at the gates is a powder keg. She says she wants to avert catastrophe, but that's where she draws the line. I call bullshit.
One's probably in the building overlooking the roundabout, so on the building overlooking the roundabout, so is it Measurehead? No. So they're pretending that they're opposites, or it's maybe, Manana?
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
The Lorry Gate. So yeah, Measurehead. Measurehead and the main guy, the other buff guy. I had another question.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have to figure this out?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
What do you mean, you don't know what's going on?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay, so hold on. What did she just say? Honestly, it depends on their progress identifying the members of the... Oh, no. So if we continue talking to the Hardy Boys, as it will, if they're listening in, then they'll know. That's enough for now. Thanks, Joyce.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Oh, maybe she can tell me about the tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire to take the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
So what do you stay quiet to observe her expression?
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to the one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Places like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of the map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse. This one has flown quite far by now. He's going to the morgue.
The times have changed.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
Then what?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. And what is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
Now, you said you can't read it, but it seemed like you just did.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez looking into Krenon, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident, mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Okay, do you know who could tell me more about the tattoo?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I need the information, mark it down, ask Mercs about the tats. Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task. Yeah, we'll leave it off the schedule, I guess.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
That's all for the tattoo. Thanks for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, Joyce, you've been incredibly helpful. Thank you. Holy shit, guys. I'm gonna leave the... about to say, I need to save there. In fact, I'm gonna F5 again. So, we'll keep it here, I think, for the episode. Because, man, we got a lot of information. We maybe need to be helping the Hardy Boys. And stopping the mercenaries instead. I mean, if it is true that a young woman was assaulted, I mean... my heart tells me that we need to be helping them. And their situation isn't even, if it is true, isn't even involved with the the Union strike. In fact, it makes me wonder if... Maybe I'm a crazy theorist here, but what if the mercenaries are pigeonholing themselves into this... starting this, I guess, strike to purposely try to find out who killed their own comrade and then just go from there? Now, real quick, does she have purple hair?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Confront Hardy Boys about the drug trade. Interrogate the vigilantes. You need to interrogate the men of the Union booth. Find out what they know about the hanging in Martinez. So this is still the Hardy Boys thing. Ask another about the tattoo's meaning. So then where was the other, So then what was the other part of this here? Track down your badge. I mean, our things getting smaller here, but... I think irregardless, it's still going to have us ask about this, but... Wouldn't it have shown info on those men? So I'm going to have to just remember for myself that the guy that's, the big buff guy, because I was about to say there was someone we talked to that did have some kind of a jaw injury. It maybe was him. So maybe him and they said someone else guarding, like seeing a view from the top of the thing. Unless it's Leo. Maybe they're thinking Leo. I did kind of say that they had a particular accent that made him all his own. So maybe it's actually Leo and the buff guy that are the mercenaries, but Leo doesn't seem like the guy that's a kind of mercenary, though. So I don't know. We're going to save again, and guys, I'm going to end the episode here. It's getting crazy. I don't know who to believe now. We got to find more info. We still got to talk to the balcony guy to see if he can tell me more about what he witnessed. But yeah. Alright. I really appreciate y'all joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.